Today I was going to give you a tour of my southbend. It's a 16 by 10 foot. I picked it up about a year ago for $600. Came with basically everything it needed except for a motor, steady rest, 4-jaw chuck, all the gears for do your threading. Had to buy quite a bit of tooling, which is an expense in itself. Never can have enough tooling. I figured I spent more on tooling than the whole lathe. I had to mount all the drive components, for the motor and all. All I had at the time was a 3/4 horsepower, so I just threw that on there, and it's been sufficient for the time being. One day I'd like to go to about a 1.5 horse or so. I drilled and tapped and bolted it to the frame. That way I can get it up and over instead of behind it. I use a serpentine belt. I was splicing it together, but I wound up having to replace it every couple months. So finally, when I was had about 10 thousandths play in the headstock bearings, and took a couple shims out and shimmed it down to about 2 thousandths. And while I had that out, I put a continuous belt. That way I didn't have to put a splice in it. Got it on the little foot pedal. 3-jaw chuck was had a bad belt mouth, and it was off quite a bit. And I watched other people, they would have the grinder attachment and grind it, but I didn't have that, so I put pressure on them and turned it with a boring bar. And I got it within about 3 thousandths or so, close enough for what I do. It's got the big bronze bearings, not cast iron. All the power feeds work. I use all the correct recommended oil, spin oil and whey oil. I did build a nut, that way I didn't have to use a wrench to loosen it. And other than that, it works pretty good to be as old as it is. Do anything I ever need to do with it. Anyhow, tell me what y'all think.